Hi, I'm James Davis.
And I'm Claire Davis.
We're the Midlife Mentors, here to lift the lid on how to achieve health and happiness.
The balanced, no-nonsense way.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Midlife Mentors.
Hello! We were going to tell you which episode this is in Series 2, but we can't actually remember.
We think it's episode 6 of
We think
season
so.
2. We think so.
So, firstly we're going to set the scene. We're in Ibiza, you'd think. September, stunning weather, glorious blue skies. No, we're in for a mega storm apparently.
Yeah, so if you hear rumbling in the background, that
Or load of
is...
scratching. Our dog scratching in the background.
That is thunder.
Yeah, we're in for 80 mile an hour winds apparently here.
We do have an orange storm warning in place.
And because we're British, we do like to let you know about the weather, even when we're in Ibiza.
Anyway, what we thought we'd talk about today is losing the midlife fat. And what's driven this topic is we've seen a load of stuff coming up on social media, which has made us quite unhappy, hasn't it, Claire?
A load of BS. I won't say the full word, but yeah, a load of BS that we're seeing proliferate our news feeds at the moment. And, we get sent by our lovely clients and people that know us because they know that we go on these rants and get really annoyed by this absolute crock of... they send us what is on their news feed. So we see quite a lot of it, don't we?
We do. And we know it's very slickly done. I think the worry for us, it's got so slick. There's obviously a lot of money's gone into it, and we're gonna dive into the details. But we totally get it, especially for those of us in midlife. It is easier to store a little bit of body fat.
Easy. I love the way you flip that round.
For a variety of reasons.
Fat.
So if someone's suddenly telling you there's a miracle solution, you just need to pay X dollars for, on Facebook, it can be very tempting. But some of the advice they're giving is actually damn right dangerous. Frankly.
Super, super dangerous. So obviously, we all know, if you've listened to some of the other episodes, you do know that obviously we're not going to beat around the bush. It is harder to lose fat at midlife. We have a slowing down metabolic rate. The hormones are shifting. Our diet tends to be a little bit worse.
Yeah, we tend to... we're probably very busy and maxed out, so grabbing things on the run. But when we're not, then we're probably indulging and enjoying the finer things in life, like a freshly roasted calf smeared in foie gras or something.
Blooming well, I hope not. Oh, the different backgrounds James and I come from. Can you tell? It was like the forest break.
Fish and chips.
But yeah, we tend to be potentially less on the go, in the sense that we have sedentary jobs. So actually a lot of us are sitting down at our desks all day. So we might be stressed and running around and grabbing food on the go, which obviously also affects our digestive system. So that slows everything down as well. But we're sitting at desks inside a lot.
We're not moving much. Probably the exercise isn't as high as it was when we were younger. We might even be drinking more than we were when we were younger. Well,
we know that a lot of you out there at midlife, because it's stressful, the knock-on effect of that is we do head for the bottle of wine or the beer and stuff. So probably are drinking more than normal at midlife. And we've got into some other bad habits too, probably. So, the mindset side is also quite difficult because, some of us do get to this stage in life and go, oh, you know what? It's probably too late for me now. Which
it's not too late.
With the Midlife Mentors, we've helped you debust that myth, actually. So it's not too late.
So we've just setting the scene there, but it's categorically not too late. And you can be lean, fit and healthy in midlife. That's what we're all about.
That's why it annoys us even more, to be honest, that these things you're seeing all over your newsfeed, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, they really are preying on people being in kind of a desperate situation, basically, and thinking, I've got to go for that quick fix because it has got too late, and you're being bamboozled by scientific pseudoscience words. You're being bamboozled by these testimonials of people that have lost X amount of weight and it's changed their life. Don't even exist, guys. Like these are the most bogus offers that we see, and it's downright unethical.
And there's some really common themes in there. So what we're going to run through a few of the ones that we've seen and tested out, and then we're going to explain basically our approach to help manage your midlife fat down, which works. But we're not promising a miracle cure. Like we always say to people, you don't get fat overnight, so you can't expect to get slim overnight. You know, it's a process, and the more sustainable way you can lose that, the more easy it is to keep down at your ideal target weight.
And it depends on what you want. You know, if you want that quick fix and you want to be completely in that vicious cycle constantly, then that's what these people are preying on. But our whole ethos is to actually give you, it's a longer game, guys, it really is, but it's so worth it, because then you're there sustaining it healthy, happy and balanced for a lifetime, rather than spending your money flip-flopping around.
Yeah, totally. And you can have a life in balance, not following some sort of crazy protocol, you know, and still enjoy great meals out, drinks, etc.
Which makes you just feel a bit poo afterwards, because you can't stay on it for long. You fall off the ladder, and there you are, back to the beginning, having to start the whole vicious cycle again. So let's talk about some of the crazy stuff we've seen out there recently that we actually did and tested out.
It seems to be pretty fun. We'd love to hear from you whether you're seeing it as well, because it seems to have just suddenly exploded in September. And our theory, like Claire and I have talked about this, is that they're all, not all, most of them are either keto or intermittent fasting based.
You know how much we love a keto diet.
And they've all got kind of similar approaches. Our theory is that the keto and IF, intermittent fasting, became really popular a few months ago. And so marketeers, not fitness or nutrition experts, have been working in the background, basically building all these tools online to try and cash in on the trend. And that's definitely what it feels like.
Yeah, so a lot of them are kind of like, do this test and see if it's for you. Well, weirdly enough, it's going to come out like it's for you anyway. But James will talk through some of the like super scary ones that he did.
Terrifying. Well, let's talk what you see. So first of all, there's a slew of ads appearing on social media that say things like the powerful secret, the celebrity secret, the mystery, the keys to losing weight fast and keep it off. You know, anything that's promising you a powerful secret, a mystery, a forbidden knowledge, or all that stuff.
Seriously bought off.
Secret of the gurus.
Yeah.
That should be a red flag right there. But that's what they're kind of all saying. And then they'll kind of have, most of them have got like a click here, and they'll take you through to a little like either a test or a calculator type thing. And they look, the worrying thing is they look really slick. So the reason we're doing this podcast, we can understand how they could be quite seductive to people. Mm-hmm. They look really good, you know, going, you're like, oh, I'm a male, female, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about some of the results we've had. So the first one is actually a big player now.
Noom. Yeah, so I did this
Described as Weight Watchers for millennials, I think.
Oh, was it? I mean, I've seen loads of ads. I'll try and ignore this one now because I did this ages and ages ago. This isn't a recent one, actually. They had me, my ideal weight, again, I hate all of this, body fat, but my ideal weight was 39 kilograms.
Okay, let me put that in context for you. Claire is 5'3", athletic.
5'3 and a half.
5'3 and a half. Slim. She trains a lot. Her body fat will sit, I hope you don't mind me sharing the secret, somewhere between 16 to 21%, depending on how hard she's training, how close you're watching her diet. And she'll weigh in at that with her muscle mass between 52 to 54 kilos.
Yeah. 39 kilograms, apparently I should be.
Claire was 39. She would be seriously ill.
And it says, is this still for you? At 39 kilograms, yes, it is still for me. That's what the test said. I
have to say, I actually did the calculator as well. And I can't remember my figure, but it had me down at something like getting down to like 50 kilos. I'm 6 foot and I'm athletic.
That's
at 50,
me,
at 50 kilos, there'd be nothing left of me. You're pretty much, all you've got left there is like skeletal weight.
And you think, oh, a sensible person would know that. But yeah, and of course they would. But actually, it's still damaging to the mindset to think, oh my God, am I overweight? Am I fat?
Yeah.
It's just such damaging messaging.
Which leads me to my next one, actually. Now, apologies, we did so many of these, we can't remember the names of all of them, but I did another test, and I put in my stats, so you put in, yes, I'm a man, I'm this tall, I'm this
Sometimes.
weight now,
So I have to say.
I'm this active, etc. And the first thing that spat out at me was like, you are overweight. So that's my first thing. Like, okay, so I'm between 74 to 78 kilos, fluctuating. I'm currently sitting at around 12% body fat. It's telling me I'm overweight. I know I'm not, but if you already had that in your head, it's already it's already tricking you into going, oh, I need to solve this. But it's downright dangerous. Telling someone that they're overweight when they're not, it's wrong.
It's actually really upsetting for us because actually we know, we've spoken about our past experiences actually. So, in my 20s, I had such a massive issue with my body. I'm pinching fat there that was never there. My whole approach to my body image, my food, everything was absolutely screwed up. And I know there's, James has mentioned before, he had a really hard time as well at the same time, like early 20s, with how he felt about his body. So now we're through it. It's so upsetting for us to see this, and we are on a total quest. This is what this entire episode is about, is an entire quest to stop this absolute nonsense.
Yeah. Okay, some of the other approaches we've seen. So, like I said, most of them tend to be keto or intermittent fasting. And as you'll know, we've done a whole podcast on keto, so we're not going to go through it again. If you haven't listened to that one, keto is basically like a very low carb approach. It will help you lose weight. It will also help you lose a lot of muscle mass, be really low energy, have headaches, bad breath, and probably isn't sustainable for your lifestyle in the long term if you ever like to socialise, go out for dinner, see friends. Anyway, I did a keto one, and this is another big problem with keto. It recommended that for me, I should be having 400 grams of fat per day. Yeah. That is a lot of fat. And so, listen, maybe I'll lose weight for a while, but what is that doing on the inside? What's that doing to my organs? All that fat is sitting
mega amounts.
I mean, it was the bulk of the diet. I think it was like 400 grams of fats, about 160 grams of protein, and like 50 grams of carbohydrates. I mean, on that diet, I'd just be eating cheese and stuff non-stop, and have like zero energy from because I got no carbohydrate source. So that was another one to look out for, really high fat content. Another one I did was intermittent fasting. So if you haven't heard of intermittent fasting, basically you have a window during 24 hours in which you eat, which is like either 8 or 10 hours, and the rest of the time you fast, which isn't that much different to how most of us live our lives anyway. We have our dinner and we go to bed, and when we get up we have our break fast, or breakfast as we know it now. So it works in the same way, right? It puts you in a calorie deficit because you've got less time to eat. And here's where it gets confusing. It promises like it's a miracle thing, and there's pictures of like cake on the ad and stuff. And when you go through here's pictures of cakes and stuff. Let's be really clear about this. If your calorie needs, we're going to talk about this in a minute. If you need to basically consume 2,000 calories a day in order to lose weight, but you're intermittent fasting and you're eating 4,000 calories because you're shoveling in peanut butter sandwiches and cakes, you are still not going to lose weight. Anyway, this particular calculator, worryingly, I wanted to actually put on 2 to 3 kilos of lean mass. It told me my calorie targets were 1291 to 1441 per day.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Now, I'd also put in that I was at the most active setting you could get. I know I generally will burn between 3 and 3,500 calories a day.
How much do we all hate in people? No,
being at that level of deficit, I'm probably not even hitting my basal metabolic rate. I'm going to start to go into what we call catabolic state, lose muscle mass, even maybe see some attrition of my organs and stuff. So again, a really dangerous output from this really slick looking calculator.
So another one that I found, because obviously I work with a lot of women, midlife women, another one that I found really offensive was some dude. Right.
I love this one.
Yeah, no, this is why I found it so offensive. He's a muscle dude in a muscle vest, somewhere in his 20s, I suspect, with a picture of a woman who is not midlife, straddling 2 workout benches with her bottom in the air, talking about hormone manipulation and menopause cycling. And using all this pseudoscience, saying he's an expert with celebrities, and women can actually manipulate their hormones and cycle the menopause. And I'm like, what in goodness name is anyone falling for it? And then he's got all these testimonials, totally fake, I imagine. And I was just incensed. I actually did a post on that because here's the thing: women that are struggling with the menopause and their hormones, it is a difficult time, and like most people are going to think, oh my goodness, that sounds really, really good. Help that woman, help that woman, help that woman. I was just, not just the pseudoscience of it and absolute rubbish, but actually there's a picture of a woman with her backside in the air that's about 20.
You just remind me actually one that a client of ours sent in. So she was actually an ex-professional dancer, and she saw an ad, she sent it to us. It was like a woman with a fantastic set of pins, kind of like waving in the air, going, get dancers' legs in just 14 days, 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And the lady sent it to us was like, I've been a professional dancer. You do not get dancers' legs in 14 days by spending 5 minutes a day doing it.
And then there was another lady, a keto lady, that said, exercise on her ad, exercise is not a sustainable strategy for anyone over 40.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. A lot of these ads actually say, you don't need to exercise, or you shouldn't exercise, particularly the keto ones, because you've got no energy to exercise.
Well, that's because everyone wants the quick fix. No one actually wants to break out a sweat and actually move their body. It's the thing. It is being driven. People are buying this stuff. If these all experts are looking at their peers, making a lot of money from these faddy pseudoscience, absolute rubbish, of course they're going to look and go, that's how I need to make my money. So here's the thing. What we're doing is we're feeding the machine. By buying into this stuff, you're feeding the machine. And that's why we're trying to we're on a quest to say, stop feeding the machine. We want to actually talk about how dangerous this stuff is.
Yeah. I mean, we get it. We understand it. It's a quick fix. It's seductive. It's like, oh, I just need to eat this way. I don't have to do any exercise and I'll be fit and healthy and lean. Doesn't work like that. You're missing out.
The next
really
one was
part,
you only burn 3% of the calories you eat.
I love this one.
You only burn 3% of the calories you eat.
So, Claire, if I was to go out today with like a 50 kilo pack and run a double marathon, I'd still only burn 3% of the calories.
That's quite right. Apparently, according to this keto woman who was obviously just recommending a diet. So there we are. We've been ranting on, but seriously though, lovely people out there, it really does, in all honesty, it really does upset us because it is just all money grabbing. They are not concerned
with your health.
No. They cannot be. They are just money hungry people out there that are preying on the fact that you are looking for a secret way to change, and it is not a one size fits all. It is not one thing. It's a whole multitude of things. It's a lifestyle change. It's mindset. It's nutrition. It's we're going to talk about this in a minute, but you have to be really, really careful, and hopefully we pray that actually this message gets out more, and we will not stop promoting this message that it is not about the quick fixes.
No, I mean, we've been a bit tongue-in-cheek and humorous about it, but there is a serious side. Like, some of the advice that's popping up on these things is downright dangerous. To put you in so much of a calorie deficit, or to tell you should be down at like 39 kgs when you're healthy.
You don't need to exercise.
Wow.
You don't need to exercise.
So just watch out. Be aware.
So now, how do we lose the midlife fat? Okay, so it is literally like we just kind of gave you an example. It is absolutely everything. So we're gonna kind of do a little summary of how we take our own clients and we ourselves manage our body composition.
Stand by. We're about to reveal a powerful secret. No need
dun,
to
dun,
gurus.
There is no secret.
Simple. To lose weight, you need to create a slight calorie deficit. Let's say an average of 500 calories per day. Right, so we get our calories from what we eat or drink. That's the incoming side of the equation. And we expend calories by moving around and exercising. So what we need to do is find out like how many calories you as a person need based on your individual physiology and your activity levels. And if you just type calorie calculator into Google, you'll find loads of free resources and you can put it in.
Free.
Yeah, 3, and you're fine. So let's just say, for example, because it's always helpful to talk through, say that your calorie need for you and your activity level is 2,000 calories a day. Then if you wanted to lose some fat, not weight, because we want to maintain our muscle, you'd look to create a deficit of around 500 calories a day. It doesn't have to be every day. It could be between 350, 650, but say 500 for the sake of argument. Now, you don't need and you shouldn't want to create that deficit just by consuming 500 calories less. What you want to do is maybe consume 250 calories less and move 250 calories more.
You know why? Because just having 500 calories less in your day is just so boring. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I've done this, and it's a hell of a lot. It's a hell of a lot to reduce your calorie allowance by.
And just think of all the benefits you get from moving. It doesn't have to be I know all of you aren't going to be into lifting weights or doing HIIT. Just be moving more, 5,000 steps, 10,000 steps. And that'll give you a calorie count off the back of it, because you're going to get health benefits from just moving more, cardiovascular benefits, muscular benefits, all kinds of things.
And helping with anxiety and stress, as we know.
So the next thing is, once you've got your calories now, so if you know what your calorie deficit is and your target, just make sure then you're eating the right kind of food, healthy food. So
because not all calories are made equal in a sense.
No. There are people that have proven this by going out and just eating a junk food diet,
like
but being in a deficit and losing weight. But of course, you recommend that because of all the stuff that goes on inside the body with that type of food. So just clean up your diet. Go for natural source food, lots of plant-based, lots of grilled, lean proteins like chickens, turkeys, fish, lean meats. That's the way you go. Cut out the junk food stuff, the processed food, and then most importantly...
I know what you're going to say.
Go for it.
The sugar.
Yeah.
The big S word. So, we talked about this in our episode around nutrition myths, but, everyone was always saying, no carbs before carbs are evil, fat is evil. Actually, everything in moderation, which James just said, but the one everyone seems to miss, the hidden sugars.
Yeah.
The studies said, sugar is more addictive than cocaine. That's why it is in so much of our food. So many of the fat-free foods we have laden with sugar. You need to be really, really careful. We both do. I work one-to-one with clients and they give me a food diary. And, everything else might be fine. They're looking at calories, which is completely correct. They're looking at their fat, completely correct. Looking at their carbs, completely correct. But what they're not looking at is how much sugar they're consuming. And it is quite frequently terrifying.
Yeah.
In a macchiato of one lovely client, caramel macchiato, 27 grams of sugar.
Just in that one drink.
So...
It is terrifying. Here's the thing, right? If you get your calorie target right, you eat healthy, eliminate junk foods, and eliminate as many sugars as you can, guess what? You will lose body fat.
Yeah, and if you're not really understanding how much sugar, this is what things like MyFitnessPal are about. There are so many things out there that you can start. I don't mean for you to get obsessive, but actually, if you want to know what you're consuming, the carbs, the fat, the protein, the sugar, actually start tracking it. Just to give you some education and some understanding of what's going in your body every day.
That's really good advice. It's what we do with all our clients is get them to keep a food diary for a while, because it's often, in your head you're eating a healthy diet, but it's the things you forget that you're eating or drinking a lot of the time, and also not realising what's in them.
And once you get used to that, then we try and move people onto kind of intuitive, flexible eating, so we're not getting completely obsessed with it in the way that James and I do. But it is a really good way of just tracking what you're eating at the beginning, because a lot of us, why do you know? Why would you know? We're obsessed with this. We do this as a, profession, but a lot of people don't know what's going on, what they're eating. So that's one of our recommendations, is to do that.
So there's the nutrition part. There's no secret. There really isn't. Find your calorie needs, cut out the junk food, the processed food, cut back the sugars. You will lose body fat if you keep doing it consistently over time. On the flip side of the equation, just move a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've said about that, Oh, so many health benefits. This is one of the reasons we get so upset and so annoyed about these diets, these diet apps, diet.
No need to exercise.
No need to exercise. It's not a sustainable strategy. Who says that? Someone that is literally just after your money, basically.
Oh yeah, that's one of the ads, wasn't it? Someone actually said on there.
So not a sustainable strategy.
Exercise is not a sustainable strategy. Huh.
So another part, again, because we're always saying it's not just one thing. So it's not just sorting your diet out. It's not just exercising but eating absolute rubbish. Everything needs to be kind of looked at across the board in a holistic way. So one of the other things we say is, how to lose midlife fat. Guys, also look at your stress levels. A lot of the time, again, we work with clients, they are doing everything, I would say, like, right. We can't be like standing on their shoulder all the time, but they're doing things right. From what they're saying to us, they're doing, doing what we're saying they should do. But at the end of the day, sometimes they're not getting results. And actually, this is when then you look at your stress levels and your cortisol, your hormone cortisol.
Yeah, so if your cortisol's high, it basically has, it's meant to be high in the morning to get you up, and that's the only time. But when we're stressed, it stays high throughout the day. And then it can lead to a number of health issues. But the main thing for an aesthetic is it tends to lead to you putting on abdominal fat, mainly abdominal fat. So we'll see this, your diet could be spot on, you could be training, but if your stress is high, you could still hold on to that fat around the midsection. So then that's when you start practicing things like your gratitude list, your healthy habits, not looking at your phone first thing in the morning, meditation if that's your bag as well.
Yeah, we have done one on habits. So if you want to go back and have a listen to that one, that's all around kind of how to create sustainable strategies in your life to create some mental resilience. Because always say this, midlife, Generation X, Generation Squeezed, you've got so many things, so many pressures being bombarded at you constantly that we need to learn how to manage our stress levels so that we have a healthy body from the inside out. And actually it can, like James said, it can start showing on the outside how stressed you are. So that's one of our other tips as well, is to look at the mindset stuff, the emotional well-being. So it's nutrition, exercise, mental resilience, emotional well-being. Give yourself some time to yourself as well.
There you go. There's the secret reveal.
Yeah, it's a big old secret.
Yeah.
We're basically going to package this up and put it in an app and say it is the secret and use some pseudoscience so that everyone just buys into this so we can make lots of money, aren't we?
Definitely. Oh, but in all seriousness, just don't fall for this stuff out there. It does look really professional. It looks really slick. Some of the information it's giving is just downright dangerous and wrong. And the secret is just as we've outlined it. Yeah,
choose who you are working with really, really carefully. That's all we would say. And, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. And yeah,
I've been going 12 days on my 5-minute dancer legs and they're not there
yet.
Yeah,
well, I was going to say, people, I've got rock hard abs. Literally, it's in like 5 days. 5 days it's taken me just to get rock hard abs. Crazy stuff out there, people. Be careful. As always, we're always here for you to bounce ideas off of. We would love to, as James said at the beginning, we would love to see some of the stuff that is proliferating your newsfeed as well, that you can actually see is complete nonsense. But in all seriousness, if you want to even check something out with us,
just ping us a message, ping us an email.
Because guess what? We really care about your health and wellness. We're not in this for the money. So we are more than happy to give our advice for free, which is what this podcast series is about, for free, so that you can live happy and healthy for the rest of your life.
Exactly. So, sending you so many good wishes. Happy, healthy.
Yay!
See you next time.
Lots of love. We're going to go and put our dancing shoes on and dance in the rain. Lots of love.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye. listening to the Midlife Mentors with Claire and James Davis.
We'd love to hear from you, so drop us a line at info@themidlifementors.com with any questions or topic suggestions.
And make sure you join us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can find us under the Midlife Mentors.
Load it. Yeah.